Hi guys, I'm Sharon with West Marine, and I'm here to talk to you today about our black tip fishing knives. We have a 9-inch fillet knife that has a really nice heft to it, as do all of these knives. They have full tang construction and they are very corrosion resistant. We have a 6-inch breaking knife. We have a 6-inch fillet knife, a 6-inch boning knife, as well as a smaller bait cutting knife. Our black tip knife selection includes this nice sheath that will actually fit any of these knives, all the way from the 9-inch fillet knife down to the 6-inch bait knife. These knives are all nice and sharp, designed to last for years, either on your boat or in the kitchen. I'll be using a couple of these knives to help prepare one of my favorite recipes, which is a Hawaiian poke recipe. In this particular application for this size of steak, I'll be using the 6-inch fillet knife. If it was a tuna loin, much larger, I would use the 9-inch knife, but for this particular size and cut of meat, I would use the 6-inch fillet knife. All right, we're going to start off by removing the skin from the steak. And this is like butter. It comes off so easily. These knives are nice and sharp. In fact, they're so sharp that they're really actually safer than a dull knife. I'm going to cut this dark piece off. I hate to see any bit of this gorgeous piece of fish go to waste, so what I would do with this is saute this up in one of my little iron skillets and feed it to my kitties. And next I will start to dice into small cubes. Easiest way is just to slice a few of this. Look at this fish, this knife is slicing right through it like it's hot butter. I usually slice about half of it, put it aside, and then I dice up my sections. So from here, you want to dice it into about an 1/8-inch chunk. Some people like their poke sliced a little bit thinner and finer. It depends on your taste and your guest's taste. Personally, I like to taste the fish. And since this is such great sashimi grade tuna, I don't think anyone would complain if your chunks were too big. Once you get all those cut up, you're going to toss them into a bowl and continue with your other ingredients. So just continue until you have your entire portion of tuna trimmed and diced. The great thing about this recipe is it probably takes about 15 minutes to prepare the whole thing. It needs to marinate for about 15 minutes, and then it is ready to serve to your guests. Man, these knives are so wonderful to work with. They're so sharp. This tuna is one of my favorites to cook with and to make poke with. As you can see, it's nice and fresh, easy to work with, has a nice mild flavor. So I've got a couple of different sizes of chunks in here. I kind of decided halfway through here to do some larger chunks because of the quality of this fish. All right, we're done with our fish. All right, after you've cleaned up your working space, you want to go ahead and start chopping the other ingredients. This is a really great recipe because there's so few ingredients and it's so easy to make. We've got the macadamia nuts are the next item to go in. They're actually optional. If you have people that are allergic to nuts or don't like them, then the macadamia nuts are purely optional. I can use this breaking knife to break the macadamia nuts down. These particular ones are dry roasted salted. You can buy plain ones. You can even use fresh ones if you're lucky enough to have a macadamia nut tree. Next, we're going to go ahead and add the cilantro. Make sure that you cut the ends off of the cilantro, the very ends. It's okay if a little bit of it gets in, but it will taste bitter. They can taste bitter if you leave them on, or if you're bitter anyway. Now we're ready to add some green onions. This is really important. Add it, use as much or as little as you like. I like a lot of green onion, but I don't want to mask too much of the fish taste, so I'll probably use about a total of 4. I've already cut a couple of them up. This knife is actually working as a chef's knife and doing a really good job. And that's about all the work I have for the knives today. Get the onions in there, and we're ready to finish off with our last few ingredients. Next, we have some sesame seeds. These are plain brown premium roasted sesame seeds. They also come in a black color. They taste the same, but sometimes they add an extra little flair to your poke. About 2 tablespoons full or to taste. Next, we have the soy sauce, which is a lot of flavoring. You notice that there's no salt in this dish. That's because we have the soy sauce for the salt. I usually do for this amount of fish, I do about 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. And then last but not least, very important, is the sesame oil. You can get this in almost any Asian section of the supermarket. I usually use about 2 tablespoons. It's pretty pungent. So be careful if you haven't worked with this before. Make sure that you taste it before you add more to it. You can also add olive oil to this if you don't care for sesame oil, or you can do a mix of half olive oil, half sesame oil. So finally, we're ready to mix this bad boy up, put it in the fridge for about 15 minutes, and then call all your friends to come enjoy it. Here we have a beautiful Hawaiian poke. Again, that piece of fish, the fish is the key to the success of this recipe, which can be made with yellowtail, yellowfin, bluefin, a variety of fish, even salmon. And here you have it. This is what it looks like before it goes in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes, and I usually buy a nice bag of thick chips and use these for dipping. Include a spoon so people can just spoon it onto a chip and enjoy. All right, that's it. I'm Sharon from West Marine, and thanks for watching. Let me know by leaving a comment in the section below whether you tried this recipe and what you think of it.
Thanks for watching. Be the first to see new videos. Keep us on your radar by clicking subscribe. And for more product videos, tips, and how-to guides, check out our advice and how-to section on westmarine.com.